there's this whole kind of like shut up and dribble, thing of like, black NBA stars should just play basketball and actors should just go play the Hulk. Come on, cash your paycheck, rich boy.
Yeah.
And so many actors that I know are terrified to speak up about anything.
Yeah, I know.
Even like climate change, because like 27% of the United States thinks it's a liberal hoax, and they won't even speak up about like, solar panels or something like that.
So,
and they're
so innocuous.
And they're so scared to do it.
Believe me, I've asked.
I have too.
I know you have. You've asked me too.
It's astonishing. It's astonishing.
Yeah.
What makes you so fearless in speaking out? Because you've been lucky; it hasn't like come back to bite you, and you're still getting roles and have a great career and stuff like that. But what's your take there on being an activist?
For one thing, I think you can do it without ruffling. I mean, there's the version of it, the very low level version of supporting like local solar communities. But I also think.
But you speak up on a lot of issues.
Oh, I do.
Race.
And people hate me. I mean, there's people that.
How do you deal with that? Does that hurt you? Does it scare you?
It hurts me. I mean, it hurts to be called an anti-Semite. It's like the worst thing in the world to be called, or like a racist. Like those are the two things that are like, oh God, that's what you don't. We were raised on the Holocaust.
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
These Holocausts. It's either the genocide of the American Indians, but the Jewish Holocaust and the Nazis is like the worst.
Yeah.
And to be somehow equated with that is like the most painful thing, It hurts.
A lot of people in the political right, I've been hearing saying that it hurts to be called a Nazi.
Yes, it does.
Because Nazis oversaw the killing not only of 6 million Jews, but millions of gays and Leninists, communists, and
priests,
gypsies, you name it.
Everybody, anyone who wasn't white.
This kind of mass extermination of those we hate.
Yes.
A lot of people on the political right really resent being kind of lumped in with.
I hear that.
So, but Jerry Seinfeld just the other day said, hey, if you're pro-Gaza, just say you hate Jews. Just say you hate Jews.
Yeah, I mean, it's really.
And that's what it's come down to? Like.
I mean, so that's painful.
Arthur Brooks, who's been on the show and is a dear friend, and I always quote him in this one very simple thing that he says. He's like, we just need to learn how to disagree better.
I know.
We're really bad at disagreeing.
I know.
The rhetoric is so fiery right now.
Yes, because it's not just enough to disagree, but then there has to be some, what do we do? The problem is, it's not that we disagree, it's how do we solve the problem, and are we going to solve it? And how far do you want to take fighting the problems being solved? That's where the problem is. Mm-hmm. Not in how we agree or disagree, but how we're going to solve the problems.
Yeah.
And that's where things get really caught up.
But doesn't social media have a lot to do with that, where it's all talking about problems and not solving problems?
I think so. But
because
also,
it's all just people throwing kerosene and matches around
yes,
online. But who's getting off of their keyboards, putting their keyboards aside, and tromping out into whatever community or whatever cause they feel passionate about and doing work?
Probably a lot more now than ever before. I feel that way.
Okay.
I mean, I see it. I've seen people in protests that I would never, I would beg to. I'm seeing people do stuff now that I would have begged them to do 5-10 years ago, that they're jumping in willingly to do. I do see, I do feel like with every difficult thing we're given, there's also an inherent gift buried somewhere inside of it. And this difficult time we're living in, where we're wondering, like, what do these institutions actually work for us? I mean, even the populist movement is about institutions that aren't working for us. Mm-hmm. Like even the whole Trump ethos of MAGA is about institutions that aren't working for us. Yeah. Now who us is the big question. Mm-hmm. That's where things get dicey. But I think essentially the ethos of the world right now is this system is not sustainable for the rest of us. Who is the rest of us? That's what's being discussed ultimately. How do we solve that problem is the question, right? So it's being discussed. Now you have a chance now to either become totally cynical and say, well, we're going to deport everyone who doesn't look like us, or we're going to create a nation that is just for whites only, or we're on that extreme. Or you have a chance to like say, well, what do we do to make life better for everybody? We certainly have enough. I mean, we just created the most number of billionaires in the history of the world. You know, we have enough. We could do this, but it's going to take some imagination, reimagining of what America is, what our economic system is, because what's clear is it's not working and it's not sustainable.
I think that does boil down to that vision of the United States, because there recently was some senator from Missouri talking about like, this is a Christian nation.
Yeah.
You know, this is a white Christian nation.
We took it from the natives because God wanted us to be here.
And it's going back to philosophies from 150 years ago. And actually, when our founding fathers set this up, they had the national motto of, e pluribus unum, out of many one.
Yes.
And we've never achieved that.
No.
There's a long time we didn't even vaguely strive for that. But we can still strive. That's
still in our
as a vision.
That's still in our DNA. That's what Obama was talking about, the vision of America, the promise of America. We still have that. We have that promise in our DNA. It was that someone slipped that in there, which creates a possibility for it, right? That's like the moment we're in right now. Like things have got to, it's physics. Things have got to come to a point where there's so much movement that water to steam. There's so much movement. It's chaotic. Boom, up. Something new comes out of it. You know, there's no other way to actually change than that. And that's painful. It's like giving birth. I mean, birth is painful. It's dark. We don't know. It's scary. Will it ever end? You know. This might be an optimistic take but I'm heartbroken all the time. I'm like literally heartbroken these days. I have such grief about where we are and what we're experiencing and what people are feeling and saying and how we're acting in the world. Like, so I'm not being Pollyanna about it. I'm just saying that my belief and I know this is part of your show, is like, from my own personal losses, I've learned that in every loss of a loved one, of a illness, of a political loss, there's always a gift inherent in it. That's the grace that God gives us as human beings, that we get to grow and we get to have a treasure of experience that is part of our purpose for being here, right? And so that's what I'm holding on to within all this and my grief is that birth is painful.
The Soul Boom Podcast. Subscribe now on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you get your stupid podcasts.